Now the instrument that we are going to talk about in this video is a pH meter. Now most of the time in food analysis, if the food is in liquid state and you need to know what is the acidity or the basicity of a sample, in that case we make use of the pH meter. Apart from that, sometime it also might happen that you need a particular reagent for which you have to have a certain pH. So in such case also you can make use of this pH meter. Then when you are preparing some buffers for some experiment, so in order to know that you have prepared the buffer correctly, so for that also you have to make use of pH meter. Okay, so now let me show you how exactly the pH probe or the electrode it looks like, or what are the different electrodes that is present in the pH meter. So this is the probe of pH meter, which you have to dip it in any liquid solution in order to find out what is the concentration of the sample. Okay, so in terms of what is the hydrogen ion concentration of the sample, and depending on that the pH of the sample will be calculated. Now if you see here, it is made up of a glass bulb. Okay, so this is a very sensitive bulb which is sensitive towards hydrogen ion. So also it is actually a semi-permeable glass membrane. That means we call it as semi-permeable because it is having the ability to permeate hydrogen ion migration from outside to inside, or inside hydrogen ion that is present ions, so that will migrate towards outside. So depending on the concentration of the hydrogen ion in your food sample. So about this migration we will discuss later. First let us see what are the electrodes that is present inside this probe. So here if you see inside this glass bulb, there is one electrode. So this is made up of silver chloride electrode, silver chloride electrode, and also similarly one more is here, one more is present here. So there are two electrodes that is present inside this pH probe. Now this electrode that you can see in the glass bulb, this is called to be as sensing electrode or indicator electrode. Okay, and this one which you can see it here is called to be as reference electrode. Also if you take pay attention, these two are like in different chambers. Okay, these two doesn't come in contact with each other, whereas both are being filled with another internal solution which is mostly being filled with 0.1 normal hydrogen chloride HCl solution. So if you see, it is filled with liquid. So here you can see the for the inner bulb that is there. So for this the liquid is here, and also for this part. Okay, so now you can see the electrode which is present in this solution is here. Okay, so like this. So with the internal solution it will be filled with. Now to talk about how this electrode it actually senses. So this, if in case if you are putting it in any food sample, depending on the concentration of the food sample, suppose if the concentration of the food sample is higher, I mean the hydrogen ion concentration in the food sample is higher, so hydrogen ion will migrate from outside to inside. So inside there is one gel membrane or gel layer, so till there it will reach. Okay, for example I will show you. So it kind of looks like this. Obviously we cannot see with our eyes, but inside it is kind of like this. Okay, and also one more circle here. Now okay, so this is the electrode that you can see here, the dark one. So inside it is filled with 0.1 normal of HCl solution. Okay, so now suppose if you are dipping this electrode in any glass beaker where your sample has been kept. So now in this sample, if the hydrogen ion concentration is more, so this will migrate till here. Okay, in this layer it will migrate, and now it will see that how much is the hydrogen ion here. Okay, so depending on this concentration, so if it is outside, if it is more, that means it is more acidic, so your pH reading will come as more acidic. In case if it is less and hydrogen ion concentration is more here, so here it will be less. Okay, in this the concentration of hydrogen will be less and it will be more here. So if it is outside in this layer, in this gel membrane or gel layer, if the hydrogen ion that is present is less, so in that case the instrument will give the reading as alkaline pH. Okay, so depending on this the instrument sees. Now first thing is it will see how much is the hydrogen ion, what is the difference of this hydrogen ion concentration in this layer and with the internal solution, and then it will compare with inside that one more electrode that is present, which is called to be as reference electrode. Then it will see what is the difference of this. So depending on the potential difference of this and this, your pH meter will calculate how much is the pH of the instrument. Okay, so this is to say that how exactly the pH probe works. Now let us see how to operate the instrument. In order to operate, the first thing that you are supposed to do is turn on the instrument. So for that you have a switch at the back side, which once you turn on you will see the display is on, so which is an indicator that now your instrument is on. Now let us have a close look in the operation panel that has been given. So first you see the first knob that has been given is for temperature. So depending on the temperature of the sample that you are reading, you can set the value. Otherwise generally we keep the temperature at 30 and just we let it let it set there at 30. Now the next knob that you can see is for standardize. So that means whenever you are calibrating the instrument, in order to increase the reading that you can see here. So suppose if your buffer is of 7, but you can see if you see that the reading it shows as 6.5. So increasing this knob of the standardize, you can set the buffer or set the pH. Next thing that you see, the third knob is for MVPH check. So there are 3 options being given. In case if you are just checking the instrument whether the instrument is working properly or not, in that case you can make use of the check. Then again one more thing is for MV, which is for the millivolt. So if you are calculating the millivolt of the sample, so in that case you can make use of that millivolt, or if in case if you need only the pH, then just keep the knob at the center, which is for a pH. So once you do that, if your instrument this patch is set, so after that your instrument will be ready to go. You can just calibrate the instrument and take the readings. Now let me show you how to calibrate the instrument. So for calibration, the first thing that you are supposed to do is take out this probe and then you have to clean this probe. Now since this probe is, in this probe you see that there is this glass bulb which is very sensitive. While wiping or while cleaning or while handling this probe, you have to be very careful so that the bulb doesn't, you don't cause any harm to the bulb. So once that is done, the next thing is you have to dip the probe in different pH buffer for calibration. Now for that, the 3 pH buffer that we have, so we have this pH buffer of 7, then we have pH buffer of 4, and then we have pH buffer of 9.2. So those are the 3 pH buffers in which you have to dip your probe in order to calibrate that. Okay, so now let me show you how to do the calibration. So for that, so here you can see, so all this pH buffer I have just poured it in here so that you can calibrate it easily. So the first one that we are going to calibrate is for neutral pH, that is for pH 7. So for that, what we are supposed to do is take the probe and dip it in the pH buffer. Okay, now one more thing is, while you are dipping, if I will just show you, here you see there is one junction, okay, one dotted. Okay, if you can see here, there is this dot. So this is the junction. Now it is very much compulsory whenever you are measuring that you make sure that till this point at least it is being dipped. Otherwise again your pH your pH meter cannot give the proper value. Okay, so so now for calibrating, first thing is we are taking the pH 7 and we are dipping it in that solution or in that buffer. Now the next thing is we have to see, since our buffer is 7, it should come here also as 7. If that doesn't happen, then we have to make use of the standardized knob and you have to increase the value until it comes to 7. Okay, so now that it is 7, so we know that, okay. So for calibrating it takes little time, and also if you move the your sample and you move the buffer, so then you will see certain variations or fluctuations. Again, whenever you are calibrating instrument, you have to see that these readings will be fluctuating. So you have to see that at least for 2-3 seconds the reading should come stable. Once that comes, you know that your pH instrument is being calibrated. Okay, so now that we got 7 and our pH buffer was also 7, so we know that now for 7 or for neutral pH the instrument is calibrated. So then what we are supposed to do is we have to clean the probe again. You have to clean the probe and you have to wipe it properly. So clean the probe or the glass bulb very properly, then wipe it gently, then take the next pH buffer, that is for pH 4. So next you have to take the pH buffer of 4, again dip the probe inside this and then wait until you see the display here. So now since it is more than 4, so what I will do is I will reduce it here in order to get 4. So we got as 4. So now I will remove the probe again. So again we have to clean the probe. So once we are done with that, wipe it gently. Now take the last pH buffer, which is your pH 9.2. So for calibration we always do calibrate at 3 points. One we give for neutral, then we have for acidic, and the last one is alkali. Now in the alkali, now it is the one that we are having, the buffer is of 9.2. You also get pH of around 10. So whichever it is like the, but you have to make sure that it is the alkali buffer, and then you have to calibrate the instrument accordingly. So now you see we have the pH buffer is of 9.2. Since it is not coming to 9.2, so I will standardize it by increasing the knob, so until it comes to 9.2. Okay, so now since it matched, so now we have calibrated all 3 points, that is your neutral pH, your acidic pH, and your alkali pH. Now the thing is, we have to wash the probe again, clean it properly. Now once we are done with that, your instrument is ready to use, and you can dip it in any food solution in order to find out what is the pH. Now few things that you are supposed to remember whenever you are using a pH meter is that you have to handle the pH meter very carefully. Okay, since this probe is made up of glass, and also there is this glass bulb which is very sensitive, which is like most fragile, so that's why you have to make sure whenever you are handling or whenever you are washing or cleaning, do it gently with the tissue paper, and then you just see that this glass bulb or the electrode doesn't hit anywhere. Okay, so carefully you have to make use of it. Always make sure that you are dipping the electrode or dipping the probe in KCl solution or HCl solution or even other water, but not distilled water. In case if you are putting it in distilled water, again what will happen is the electrolyte that is present inside, that will get diluted. Okay, so later you won't get the exact value, so the sensitivity will be not there. Then other thing which is very important while taking the reading of the instrument is that you have to see, now in whatever food sample or the like buffer you are putting your probe, you have to see that the reading comes to stable at least for 2 to 3 seconds. Now sometimes it happens that whenever you are going for taking the reading, now suppose even for calibrating, so suppose if you have given 7 pH for buffer for calibrating and the instrument is constantly fluctuating from 6.9 to 7.1 or 7.2, and then in such type of cases don't make use of the instrument, because that means the instrument is not working properly. That's why you are getting so much of fluctuations or variations in the reading. So if it comes to stable, like how you are seeing it now, so like that, if it comes for stable, so then only you are supposed to note the values. If it fluctuates so much, you are not supposed to take that values, otherwise you won't get the proper values. Okay, so these are the few basic tips of pH meter or operation or handling methods and precautionary steps of pH meter.